going to be showing you 4 different finishes that you can achieve using Miss Mustard Seed's milk paint products. We're going to be using antiquing wax, white wax, furniture wax and hemp oil. I have painted 4 pieces of wood with tricycle red, nice vibrant colour. And before we do get started though, I just wanted to show you one thing when you're painting with any kind of paints, but especially milk paint too, the difference in colour you can get when you paint on a raw or blonde piece of wood, such as this one, versus painting on something that's already been stained or finished, like this one. So that would represent a piece of furniture that you might already have in your home that's already got a dark undercoat. You can see the difference in the 2 colours. One's a deeper red and one turns out a little bit lighter. For our first demonstration of a finish, we're going to use hemp oil. So hemp oil comes in a couple of different sizes. It's a lovely finish for over paint or wood. Just put a generous bit on either a rag or a brush. And then you just rub it all over the surface. Getting it down into the crevices. And you can see the beautiful luster and shine that it gives it to start with. I'm getting some fluff caught on there. But that will, the shininess as it dries will turn into a more of a matte type of finish. So I'll show you that you can do that on paint or you can do it on a plain wood surface. You can see how it will just revive an old piece of wood. I just love this. Love using it for a finish. So we let that dry for about half an hour and then wipe off any excess with a rag when you've finished. Make sure you get good coverage. I think missed a little bit in that gap, which is what using a brush comes in handy for. And there we go. Now, furniture wax is a nice clear wax. It's all natural, based on an old family recipe, it says. So you can either use a brush or you can use, again, a lint-free rag. Just rub the wax all over the piece. Remember, this piece of wood's going to be a little bit lighter than the last one because we painted it over raw blonde wood. So the red is even more vibrant. Making sure you get in all of the cracks and crevices. Now you can see why it's important to finish your piece with furniture wax, because as you'll see, it gives it such a beautiful, shiny, smooth finish. Now we'll leave that on for several minutes and then we use a clean part of our rag to buff this. I'll come back to that in just a minute. Next we're going to look at white wax and the antiquing wax, and to do these ones I'm going to be using a small wax brush. Now you can get these brushes from Miss Mustard Seed. You can get a tapered brush, which is great for getting into the crevices, or you can use a large brush, which is really good for great big pieces of furniture. You can grip onto it and do your waxing. Today I'm using this mini wax brush that I got from Webster's. Here's our white wax. I'm going to get a good amount on the end of our brush and we're going to use this rag to wipe off the excess. So I'd like to get it right inside the grooves down in there, just to show you what kind of look you can get. And don't be scared. There's so much you can do with this white wax too, to change the whole colour and look of your piece of furniture. So as you can see there, it's all looking very white, but as we rub it back, you can see it's almost changed the colour to a pinkish tone, because red and white make pink. And as I remove the excess white wax, you'll see that it'll stay in the grooves. And as I'm doing that, it's kind of buffing it at the same time. And it also leaves a nice, lovely finish, smooth finish on your piece of furniture. So if you have a look at that, you can imagine that on a great big piece of furniture, having that little white left into the grooves there just creates another whole interesting look for your piece of furniture. Now, I'll show you something else too, that if you have too much white in certain areas, you can actually use your clear wax as a bit of an eraser. Just get a tiny little piece on your cloth and just rub the area that you want less white. So say I just want less white over here, less white on those raised areas, and you can see the difference there. So there's all sorts of whitewash great looks you can get using white wax. Okay, the last finish I want to show you is using antiquing wax. And in the same way that you would use the white wax, it's quite dark, this one. In the same way you'd use the white wax, you just fill your brush with it, wipe off any excess if you feel you need to, and just go over your piece, making sure you get into those great crevices. And you know, with antiquing a piece, you can do as much or as little antiquing as you like. You can change the whole colour, or you can just have aged, dirty patches, you know, as some authentically aged pieces have. So you would just let your antiquing wax sit for a little while, and then just wipe off any excess. And you'll see it stays in the crevices. And you'll also notice the lovely rich shine that it gives, that, you know, any wax will give to a furniture piece. So you never leave your furniture just with the paint by itself, because it'll leave a bit of a chalky finish, and you want a nice smooth protected surface for your paint as well. Okay, so you can see the dark wax finish there, staying in the grooves. Once again, you can use your eraser method of using clear furniture wax to just rub off any areas that you find you want to just remove the darkness of the wax. So if I want to remove it there, you can see the difference. It's a little bit clearer where I've rubbed some clear wax on top of the dark wax. And then just buffing the whole piece when you're finished. And that's the antiquing wax. So remember, we hadn't gone over and buffed our clear wax piece. So we'll just do that right now. Just find any surface that's clean and get your cloth and do a forward back quick motion. That's what buffing is, just in case you didn't know. It removes any excess wax, but it also, by this time it's just set a little bit, and you're creating a lovely finished and smooth surface for your piece of furniture. Also with the hemp oil piece, remember we hadn't gone over and removed any excess of that, so we'll go ahead and do that now. And whoop, there's not much excess there. We'll just find a clean cloth. And as I said, when this hemp oil dries, and you know, it'll take a little while to cure, when it dries it'll be more of a matte finish and not so oily looking on the surface. And there you have our 4 different finishes. Here's the hemp oil, furniture wax, which is clear, white wax, and antiquing wax. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe.